brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin. Only Wheeler right now. Ollie and Lekter are still out. Ollie actually is on his way back. He posted on his Facebook story a little earlier this morning that he is leaving England and should be returning to us very soon. We've missed him. I know you have too. His dulcet tones, his witty repartee with basically whoever he's with. And, of course, Lekter will be in this morning as well. Coming in, Mornings at the Cabin. It is minus 30. We're actually getting a little bit of winter, and who knew that January would bring that about? I know we had some cold weather at the end of December, but January really bringing about actual winter temps. Minus 30. It's not the coldest minus 30, but it's still minus 30. Just when we thought we were going to get some kind of mild winter. Just when we thought climate change might do us a solid.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Lekter and Wheeler with you on your Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning. Halfway through the week if you don't work on Saturdays.
How's it going, bud?
Not bad. That just reminded me, you not quite being sure about the day. That just reminded me of one of my favorite kind of running gags as I was putting together the best of Mornings at the Cabin.
Nah.
I don't know if you do it intentionally, but do you realize how often you're not sure what day it is?
It's not intentional. It's just one of them things.
It's one of them things.
You go to bed at 11, you get up at 5. You have no idea what day it is.
You wonder where you are in the morning.
No clue what's going on.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure if it was a shtick or
no. If it was a shtick, I'd make it a lot more pointed than it is. Mornings at the Cabin this morning brought to you by Just Fitness. We are giving away 2 life change entries tomorrow morning, so be sure you listen for your name. But also go to the Facebook page if you haven't entered already and share the post. It's right there at the top of the page. We've pinned it up there. All you got to do is share, and you could win an entry into the life change program, which starts next week. $500 value for each of those. Ollie and I will be participating as well, and we will have a ton of fun whilst also getting our butts kicked. It's going to be great. It's a great way to start off the new year, and a big thanks to Just Fitness for getting this all together with us.
Speaking of Ollie,
he's on his way back.
The big return to Mornings at the Cabin.
I already mentioned it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's getting on the plane. He added it to his Facebook story.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well,
so
what day is it today?
I don't know. It's yesterday. I did like this story, though, at cabinradio.ca. Go there to check it out. The top baby names for 2018 are in. Of course, we know the first baby born this year is Griffin.
Baby. Yeah.
Griffin. And he was born on New Year's Day. You know, you live in a small town when the first baby born on New Year's Day is born like halfway through New Year's Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know how small my town is? The first baby born on the New Year was February 8th.
Yeah. You actually got to enjoy the day off.
Yeah. Griffin Wesley, so big congratulations to Jason and Krista.
Mm-hmm.
That's their second baby.
Yeah.
And a beautiful little kid. And Griffin's, I like that name.
That's
I like
a cool
the name
name.
Griffin.
Yeah.
That's a really cool name. Like Griffin Reinhardt.
Yeah.
And Griffin Dunn, who was in American Werewolf in London.
Oh, okay.
He was the best friend that gets murdered at the beginning by a werewolf.
All right.
So... for all you horror comedy fans out there, the territory listed its 4 baby names, the 4 most popular baby names from last year, and they are imaginative. Carter.
Yes.
John. Ollie. Vea. And Peyton. John and Olivia in a tie for first. Just 2018 was also a strong year for Northerners watching the musical classic Grease. That's a pretty good joke. That's funny.
Yeah.
John and Olivia, right? John
Pretty
Travolta,
good.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
Other second place, in the second place, the 3 baby names, 3 babies given each name are Amelia, Audrey, Naomi, and Emma. And the names Ezra and Joseph round out the list of the top 10 baby names in the territory.
I didn't see Ezra making a comeback.
I know, right?
Wow.
That's like a biblical name.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you would have thought Everson's better than Ezra, too. It's just like, well, that one's out.
That one's out. or that Ezra Miller guy who plays Flash in the DC universe. Those movies are not good. And I would not want to name my baby after him.
Okay.
No.
All right.
That would be the reason I would give. Can we name our baby Ezra? No, those DC movies are terrible.
Yeah.
There's, let's see, what other most recent top 10 lists of girls' names across Canada? Ava, Mia, Ivy, Zoe, Eva. So Eva, Leah, Anna. Like every girl name has to end in a.
I was talking about this a little bit yesterday and noticed that Naomi is in there. I love that name.
You do?
Yeah, that's such a cool name. I don't know why. It just
are you making an announcement right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, good.
I just, I'm saying good on the parents who chose that one. Because I don't know, it's just a really cool name.
It's one of those names where, but like it's like Tanya, where people call you Tanya. Or Naomi, or they call you Naomi. See, I like the way you pronounce it just now, Naomi. Because people say Naomi.
Naomi sounds, doesn't sound as cool.
Well, now everybody who's listening named Naomi is like, what the hell, Scott?
I'm sorry, but I gotta be honest. Naomi, it's the cooler way to pronounce it.
The most popular boys' names are Liam, Jackson, very nice, Noah, Lucas, Logan, Benjamin, Mason, and Grayson. So a lot of boy names have to end in "un," apparently, but also Oliver and William. I think he slipped. I think Ollie slipped those.
You think so? Eh?
He's just like Oliver and William. We'll put those in there, see if anybody notices.
Sneaky.
That's pretty cool. What would you name your firstborn child? Go now.
Well, I've always been a fan of the name Russell.
Oof.
No, not a fan of that one.
No, it's fine.
What's wrong with Russell?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you anymore.
No, tell me more.
Because I've got some names.
That's fine. Russell's fine. Go ahead.
I'm just going to get laughed at.
No, you got names picked out?
No.
That's adorable.
No,
You're so
you go
sweet.
ahead. You go ahead.
You're so sweet. Tell me more.
I've always thought that was like a name that if and when I was to have kids in the future, that would be possibly one of them.
Because Russell Peters is your favorite comic?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's your top girl name?
I actually don't have a top girl name.
Oh, he's just like, no, if we have girls, then we're just...
And I told you I'm not telling you anymore because you're a jerk.
No, I won't laugh, I promise.
I guess I'll just throw Naomi up there.
There you go. Hey, there you go. You like that name.
How about yourself?
This is odd. Cole.
We know a Cole.
Do you? Cole Marshall.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. not a great example. I'm joking. But also,
we love you, Cole.
I actually really like, and this is, it sounds odd as well. Cyr.
Cyr.
My mother's last name, C-Y-R.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing about that though, I like the name Cyr. Like, I think that's a cool name for either a boy or a girl.
Right.
However, because it's spelled C-Y-R, very popular, like French name. But it's spelled C-Y-R. So like my entire life, when when you were listed on your class list, it was like Wheeler Jesse Cyr, right? So my middle name is Cyr. It's my mother's last name,
right?
And it would always be Kier.
Yeah,
Kier.
Naturally.
Kerr.
That's when you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of mispronunciation.
I know.
Yeah,
but
but it's a cool name when people actually get it.
It's not my problem.
No,
it's theirs.
That's true. That is true. Although, if you're looking for something to, push you away from that one,
I might.
It does kind of make me think of Cyril Sneer from the Raccoons. And that's not good.
If anything, that makes me want to do it more.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Mornings at the Cabin, Wheeler and Lekter with you, brought to you today by Just Fitness. Go to the Facebook page and enter into our contest to win an entry into the Life Change program. It's just that easy. Share the post. Let us know that you shared, and we will draw the name of one of our friends. No, we will draw it at random. It's fine. I wanted to talk... what were we going to talk about?
I don't know. You choose. We got options.
That's choose. We choose. I choose. Well, you were working on a little something for later on. We were hoping to have it done by now, but it's working for something a little later on, which is nice. It happened a little while ago, but we haven't talked about it yet. But what I did want to talk about was a very cool thing at cabinradio.ca as well. Hey Rivers, along with the new fishing plant that they're getting, a millions of dollars fishing plant, which is so cool for Hay River. They're also getting the Fisherman's Wharf is to receive a $500,000 facelift. So it's a multi-season, like Hay River will spend $440,000 to build a permanent multi-season pavilion for Fisherman's Wharf Market. The pavilion will provide vendors with heated space and electricity to sell their goods throughout the year. Awesome.
Right.
And that is something that we've wanted in Yellowknife for quite some time. Turning that, like, the marina at the front of Yellowknife Bay there into some sort of, like a place where people can walk along the lake and maybe pick up some things, some kiosks and things. That's been something that the city's been talking about since that lumberyard closed, which is over 20 years ago now. So that's very cool for Hay River. That's something I would love to see in Yellowknife as well.
Yeah. Is it something that people have just kind of talked about in Yellowknife? Because I don't get the sense that anyone's ever really
I think there's been some plans
much in action.
There's been some plans put together, and I think there's been some people that have put forward some ideas.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how serious it's gotten. I mean, we could talk to somebody and figure out if that's gotten anywhere past, like, just a proposal phase at the city of Yellowknife.
You kind of get a sense of how things could be or how they could look during the Old Town Ramblin' ride.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so, active around there.
Absolutely.
They kind of set up a little, like, almost like a temporary market with, some food trucks and fish vendors and whatnot. I mean, it could be really, a really cool little market spot. But
absolutely. And I mean, this is another great reason to go down to Hay River. It is a really nice area, Hay River.
Yeah.
Right on the river there, of course.
Yeah.
But, that's a big boon for Hay River. Some really great news for them in the last couple of weeks. So that's awesome. Congratulations to Hay River. That's wicked. But definitely would like to see some more development like that here in Yellowknife. Just something a little different. This is I understand why every one of our buildings is just a box.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great if they all weren't just a box.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
You get that new federal building over there. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
The greenhouse building or whatever.
Right.
The green building. It looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And across from it, another nice government building. Like, what do government buildings get all the good stuff?
Well, money.
Everything else is just like, this is a box with metal siding on it. You'll like it.
It's practical.
I speaking of, like, city projects and go to City Hall with these projects, I was actually thinking about when we might get a new City Hall. Because that place is...
How old is it now?
It's getting on 40 years old, if not more.
Do they need a new
I don't think so.
City Hall? Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine the crap storm that would happen if City Hall was like, you know what, guys, we need a new City Hall.
Yeah.
It's only going to cost us $100 million. But it's going to really meet our needs more. And maybe they do. I've never heard someone put forth that they need a new City Hall or even proposed it.
Right. Until
just me right now.
The wheel.
I'm ruining everything. But I imagine most people
almost mayoral candidates putting it forward. We need a new City Hall.
I'm running for mayor this year. You know what? No, I'll be like pseudo deputy mayor, right?
Okay.
Well, Shauna Morgan's deputy mayor. I'll be the one whispering in her ear.
You'll just be
here's some terrible ideas.
You'll just be Mayor Alty's pal, just hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
He just wanted to see what was going on.
That's exactly right. And I'll just be whispering ideas between them. They'll be talking about serious stuff, and I was like, man, build a new City Hall.
You know what, Jesse? That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Let's build a tunnel underneath Frame Lake, so it'll
to get to the hospital.
It'll cut 3 minutes off your commute, and it'll only cost $80 million.
We'll make it heated.
It will make it heated. Oh my goodness. Oh man, if there was a heated tunnel underneath the city, I don't think I'd ever leave.
You'd never leave the tunnel?
I'd never leave the tunnel.
Okay.
I'd leave the city for warmer climes.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I've been meaning to check out for, well, pretty much ever since I moved up here down in Hay River is the Polar Pond Hockey Tournament.
I know that's coming up.
Yeah,
and I wanted to talk about that closer to when it was going to be on, Scott, but now you've ruined it.
We still have a chance. Don't worry, we have time.
Oh, okay,
we
good.
can talk about it.
It's such that's an amazing tournament. So they plow out a bunch of different rinks and they have this tournament all weekend long.
Yeah,
and that would be. I don't know why we don't have some of the things that Hay River does. Maybe we don't do them because Hay River does them, and they're just on the other side of the lake, and they're just like, they should have that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's something
we can't have everything.
Well, can't we?
Well,
I'll take a university.
We'll take
a Walmart. If we get some sort of
two Timmys.
Yeah, 2 Timmys, 2 Subways. There used to be 2 Quiznos. Is there still 2 Quiznos? I think there's still 2 Quiznos.
One.
What's
well, the airport,
at the airport
too. Yeah, right.
5 Javaromas. What else? 2 McDonald's. We're getting a Starbucks.
So we have it all already.
Yeah, don't wait.
What you're saying,
we're
right?
finally getting a Starbucks.
Yeah.
We'll finally have it all.
A KFC back.
A KFC back.
Oh.
Mary Brown's is shaking in the
What more do we
boots.
want?
I want a multi-pond hockey tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
On Yellowknife Bay.
Same weekend.
That's right.
Let's see whose is better. Head to head.
Same weekend. That would be so brutal. No, we have the wonderful events all year long, and that is one of the coolest events.
Yeah, we got to make it down there at some point.
That's what I was thinking. I saw the.
If not
saw
this
the
year,
post
then
about
yeah.
it. Oh, okay. Well,
Sometime.
Not this year.
Well, if not,
No, it's.
I don't know.
No, it's fine. Not this year. You just said it, so I guess we're not going.
Oh,
That's it.
sorry, everybody.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
This week, Vancouver, in another bid to just basically relinquish its title as a Canadian city, issued an extreme weather alert over a forecast of -2. Now, I lived there for 7 years. It got that cold a couple of times,
Right.
not very often. It is a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver is a total dumpster fire, but it is a beautiful place to live looks wise.
If you don't know anything about it, it's great.
If you don't have to live there, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. What a beautiful place. Stanley Park, the ocean, the mountains. It's glorious. What a beautiful place. If you want to live there, it's like $2,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. What place could be like that? No wonder we are kind of miniature Vancouver up here. We've got a couple of things that make us that. No one's from here, and everything costs a ridiculous amount of money, especially living. But it was kind of funny to see
But
that.
you digress.
I digress. It's been kind of a national joke for since Monday when they issued the warning over a -2 wind chills, pushing it down to -6.
Right.
So it's just one of those times where, like, a national story pops up where you get to laugh at Toronto or laugh at Vancouver because of the two major cities. There are no other major cities in Canada.
Just ask anyone who's not from Canada.
That's exactly right. So I remember one time, I think it was 2009 or 2008. I was trying to come back for Christmas.
Right.
And it snowed the most it had snowed in Burnaby in 35 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was a decent dump of snow. It was, I can't remember how much it was. It was like 8 or 9 inches.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I can't remember how much it was, but the entire city shut down.
Good dumping.
Completely shut down. I had to get on the phone with WestJet at like 3 o'clock in the morning to figure out whether or not my flight was getting in. It didn't. Had to reschedule everything. Ended up getting a ride to Abbotsford the next day by a buddy in the middle of just chaos. Because as soon as snow touches the ground in Vancouver, people are like, I need to kill my neighbor.
Well, they're not
For
prepared
road
for
salt. Yes, they're not prepared for it, but that's the thing. It still can happen. It can happen very easily. Last year,
And it happens almost every year now,
that does
it
happen.
seems. That, they have a weekend city shutdown because they've had a couple inches of snow.
well, even if it doesn't snow, it'll rain, it'll freeze a little bit. But either last year or 2 years ago, there was this video of, because the city ran low on road salt.
Right.
So because it snowed and it was icy, so all the stores were running low on snow salt. Or on road salt. So there was a truck filled with road salt. It was like this. It looked like a scene from Contagion. Have you ever seen Contagion?
I have not.
Where like the army brings in food to a city that's been shut down because of this massive outbreak of a virus,
Right.
And everybody just raids the truck. That was Vancouverites for a road salt shortage, and they were like literally clawing each other back and pushing each other out of the way for road salt.
Yeah, precious salt.
That was precious salt. I mean, to see that. Remember yesterday we talked about how, like, if you want to see how society would run without rules, take the lines out of a parking lot, and it's just nuts.
Yeah.
This was roads, not water,
Right.
not food, not ammunition to fight off the coming horde. Road salt. And they were kicking and punching and pushing each other. It was ridiculous. Vancouver is barely Canada.
At least it wasn't over a hockey game.
That's right. It was over something stupider.
Cabin Radio's morning show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Mean Gene Okerlund passed away January 2nd. He was like 80.
He was 76. He was the same age as Bob Einstein, Super Dave Osborne, who
That's
passed
right.
away the exact same day.
That's also
it was a
terrible.
bad day.
It was a bad day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're a huge wrestling fan. I have been a huge wrestling fan throughout my life. Not as much as you are now, but I kind of got dip in and out. But Mean Gene was always a pretty amazing presence when you were watching wrestling as a kid.
Yeah.
An incredible voice, good on the mic, and handled all the characters and wrestlers really well. And
in the toughest era to do so.
One of the toughest eras to do so, because the characters were just nonsense.
The characters were nonsense. There was a looseness to it at that time. WWE, it was the 80s and the early 90s. WWE was still pretty new as far as kind of taking over the wrestling scene and being like the one promotion to rule them all, sort of. And so Mean Gene really was an integral part of that time era where it could have it was such a mess probably behind the scenes, but you obviously it was one of the first eras where pro wrestling really became a feature television thing. And Mean Gene's presence as the interviewer, the main host, was so integral.
Absolutely.
He was absolutely a part of the promotion that just held it all together.
Yes. I even had a poster of Mean Gene up in my room. I used to subscribe to WWF magazine back when it was still WWF. And every month it would show up with, articles and whatnot and a lot of merchandise and there would always be a poster.
Right.
So I had the Rockers, of course. I had Demolition.
Of course.
I had the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
And I had Mean Gene Okerlund up on my wall.
Wow.
That's how awesome he was.
Yeah.
That like an 8-year-old kid was like, I like this bald dude. He doesn't wrestle or anything, but he's awesome. So much so that when Stampede Wrestling came to Yellowknife back in the day, Dynamite Kid was here.
Right.
And I want to say the British Bulldog was here, but I can't fully remember. I know Dynamite Kid was here.
Right.
And he just passed away.
Yeah.
But I remember when they came here, it was in the community arena.
Right.
And what a great show. What a great show. I even got one of those snap bracelets from that show. Yeah. I don't know why, but they were selling snap bracelets. And I remember looking around, like, because I was, however old I was like, this is WWF.
Right.
And I was, like, looking around for, like, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. And my parents were like, oh, well, they're not going to be here today. I was like, oh, that's too bad. This is still fun. Yeah. But I was like, let's find Mean Gene. So I remember looking off to, like, it was like an air conditioning box or a heater box up on the wall.
Right.
It was with a fan in it, but it was like, it looked like it was big enough to fit somebody. So I was like, oh, Mean Gene must be in there announcing the match from there.
In this box.
I was not a bright child, but.
Well, Mean Gene could have been anywhere.
He could have been anywhere.
Defense.
That's right. So, I mean, that was, it was said here his passing, obviously. I mean, 76 years old. He's been out of the game for a while, and haven't heard much about him in the last little while.
I mean, he's dialed it down, obviously, in more recent years, in his senior years, but he was still actually pretty active on the WWE network. I think he took part in I think a couple shows and maybe hosted his own. But yeah, he was still around, considering, he was a guy who put in so many years and certainly didn't owe anything to anyone. But that was the thing about him. He just loved entertaining. He loved the pro wrestling business, and he loved being a part of it. And yeah.
And I mean, I know there's probably not a ton of wrestling fans out there. I mean, you're a big one. I'm a pretty big one as well. But we're gonna play a couple of Mean Gene clips.
I'm sure we'll hear more about this on the Destro show later this week.
I think we will as well. I can't wait to hear it. But here's a couple of Mean Gene clips from back in the day before we head into some Tragically Hip, Locked in the Trunk of a Car. Mornings at the Cabin.
Obviously, Macho Man, you have made a unilateral decision not to subject Elizabeth to the fans of Western Europe. Why so?
What do you mean saying unilateral to me? What do you think that you're talking about out here in front of all the world? You trying to make some kind of a synopsis about my lifestyle or something?
No, I just felt that you...
I don't take my finger and point at that tie, do I? I take that tie, a tie like that I like to wear sometime, possibly around my ankle. Yeah, use it as a tassel type effect. And the jacket that you have is a little squirrely, but I wouldn't mention nothing like that. No, you call me unilateral? Man, don't you know?
Well, I think you missed that. Nonetheless, Macho Man Randy Savage, can we expect soon title defenses from you on the European continent, in England?
Yeah,
In Germany.
When the time comes that one man has shown that he deserves a title shot, that everybody out there thinks that they can take the Macho Man Randy Savage, but that time may never come.
Thank
Because I'm the
you very
best.
much, Randy
Thank you,
Savage,
yes,
the Macho
thank
Man.
you.
Fans, we're going to be right back.
All right.
My guest right now, he is from Mudlick, Kentucky. And if you haven't seen him before, you're going to be seeing him shortly. He's the big hillbilly Jim. Welcome to Western Europe.
You know, you are one of the funniest guys I've ever seen. Going to see him shortly. Dad, Bernie, what a joke that was.
You got that the
rascal,
first one.
you're something. I ought to
Hey,
tickle you, boy.
Wait a minute. You're not going to believe what I had for dinner last night, hillbilly Jim.
What'd you have?
I had lamb chops.
Ooh, dog, are you kidding? That's one of my fine. I'll tell you, that's not my favorite, though. I like them pork fried fritters. If you ever get some of them, son, you'll go back for a second order.
I thought you were going to ask me how the lamb chops were.
Oh, how the lamb chops?
Not bad.
You're something. You're a laugh for a second, I'll tell you.
I thought you said that.
But can I talk seriously just for a second here?
Please do.
I'll tell you what. You know, when I first came into the World Wrestling Federation, I didn't have no idea that I'd be going to all these wonderful places all over the world. Coming right here in Europe, I cannot believe it. This is a thrill of my life. You think I might be able to go to, what's that called, Paris?
Paris?
Paris,
I
France?
think that could be arranged,
Ooh,
sure.
doggy.
Gay Paris.
Oh, I want to see some of them shows they got over there. Make me so happy.
What shows?
Those gay shows.
Well, they're not gay shows. Those are...
Gay Paris shows.
Yeah, that they are.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I don't know if I touched that one with a 10-foot pole, but that's neither here nor there. Hillbilly Jim, you're going to love it over here.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast, where we delete all the bad bits and make them sound at least semi-coherent.
Harkening back to hallowed antiquities, the 80s, and stand-up. Airline food.
Okay.
What is the deal?
What is the deal?
What is the deal? Well, the deal is you can't get it on most flights anymore. Just flew down with Canadian North. Flew down with Canadian North to Edmonton over the holidays. Turkey dinner.
Nice.
Had a turkey dinner. Canadian North, I think at First Air, are the only two airlines that you can get food on anymore. You get a meal.
These Northern Airlines kill it.
As
far as
It's
airline
crushing
food
it.
goes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And the food was good.
Yeah.
The food, it was airline food or whatever, but it was decent.
It's nothing to complain about.
That's right.
For sure.
I've had many experiences where I've had to complain about airline food. When most flights were still doing food, I remember one time we were flying. Where were we flying to? I think we were flying to Florida. And it was a big, long flight from Toronto. It was like 3 hours from Toronto or whatever.
That's not a long flight.
Okay,
But
whatever.
anyway.
It was early. Anyway, might have been Edmonton to Toronto, which is like 5 hours. Shut up, Scott.
Oh, jeez.
We all know that you took 6 months off and traveled the world. Pardon me, it might have been when we were going to Europe.
You know, it just opened my eyes to
my
how
God,
things are different.
my life has changed so much. My perspective on things.
Ever since we went abroad. Just
went abroad.
yeah. Everything changes, Jesse. You just look at the world differently, you know?
Oh, shut
New
up.
pair of eyes.
Oh, my God.
See the world through. I can't not see the world through a different perspective.
You are every
now,
Facebook post I hate. I hate. Oh,
Live, laugh, love.
You know what? No, I won't do that.
You won't do any of those
but
things?
I remember one time we were on a long flight. It was a breakfast flight, so we were up very early and unwrapped the breakfast, and I looked down and I was like, "Oh, cool, pancakes,
Nice.
pancakes."
Yeah.
I looking around. I looked to my dad.
No.
I looked to my dad. I was like, "Where's the maple syrup?" He's like, "Oh, I don't think that's a pancake."
Oh.
It was an omelet.
That's
With tough brown skin on the outside, but it looked like it looked exactly like a pancake. And by omelet, I mean scrambled eggs in the shape of a pancake.
I feel like if you were to look up to Google how to cook an omelet, it would say in somewhere, if it resembles a pancake, start over.
Step
Just
one of cooking an omelet: don't make it like a pancake.
Don't make it like a pancake.
So yeah, we've all had bad experiences. I mean, that's where all those jokes come from. What's the deal with airline food? Because it's always terrible. I remember another time on Delta Airlines. Yes, Delta Airlines.
Okay.
I had pasta and it was crunchy. So it does
Was it
surprise
pasta
me a
salad?
bit.
Because I mean, you got like celery in there and stuff, right?
No,
Okay.
it was just crunchy.
Okay.
It was just overcooked. Which is why it surprised me a little bit, because there is such a lack of food on airlines now, unless you're paying for it, right? Unless you get a wrap sandwich or whatever.
Right.
That United Airlines is releasing an airline food cookbook called the Polaris Cookbook, a collection of recipes inspired by the United Polaris onboard dining experience. Inspired by airline food. That's even better.
I think where are pancake omelets in there? Page 13
Page
or
13,
so? Yeah.
pancake omelet. Cook your eggs aggressively, but not too hot. But you want them to be
But just leave them there
crispy
for way too
on
long.
the outside and a light brown with no seasoning, if you could. So it's a recipe book of 40 dishes from its executive chefs. So basically what this is that it's a book that's inspired by the food that they serve to their like upper first class passengers.
Okay. So that really nice little charcuterie.
Yeah,
thing
the
on
charcuterie
one
plate
stick.
or whatever, you know. I have been. Have you ever been in first class?
Yeah.
I've been upgraded to first class
Yeah.
a couple times, and yeah, the food is like they hand you a menu. Like, what's this? Like, oh, here's your food selections for the flight. I was like, what?
Yeah. We've got some appropriately stored beef jerky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also have a pre-wrapped sandwich. It was wrapped 3 days ago. I actually got bumped up first class on a school trip.
Oh, wow.
It was the best.
No
Going down
kidding.
to Toronto for a choir trip, but we were flying standby because that's one of the cheaper ways to fly, obviously. And
Right.
you know, it's a school trip; you're saving money.
Yeah.
And I remember we didn't have any seat assignments on our tickets, so we got up to the gate, and they assigned us a seat right there. And she's like, "You'll be in row 4E or whatever." I was like, "Okay, great." And I get on, and I was like, and I look to my left. I walk on with a friend of mine. I look to my left, and one of my choir mates is in first class. Like, how the hell did you do that? What's going on? I got all blah blah blah.
Right.
And then I looked. It was like 4-4 first class.
I'm in first class.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Had a mimosa, and I was only 18.
Well,
Well,
that's,
you know,
only
it was
whatever.
out of Edmonton to Toronto, so
Yeah.
I was able to have a mimosa
Very nice.
for the beginning of the flight, and then I asked for a drink mid-flight, and they're like, "We can't."
What?
Because I think if you're over certain airspace, the laws apply. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah,
Interesting.
there was about 4 or 5 of us bumped up to first class. It was pretty
Wow.
nice.
Amazing.
I remember, I was sitting next to one of my choir mates, and we were just laughing the entire way, clinking glasses and like getting a little menu and things like that.
So you were just too late on that second mimosa. If you had ordered it when you were flying over Manitoba, you would
That's
have
right.
been fine.
Had I ordered a full bottle of wine, that would have been a great flight.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Next
So
time.
you can find this on Amazon. You can find yourself an airline food cookbook. I don't know if you want to, but there it is.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.